Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Cycle on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Mukhtar Kasim. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and StarTimes channel 276. A delegation from the Defense Headquarters has visited Katsina State government to condole with the state over the death of retired Major General Rabi Abdullahi, who was reportedly killed by bandits while in captivity. The delegation led by Major General I.M. Abdullahi conveyed the condolence of the armed forces of Nigeria and described the late officer as a distinguished military figure whose service and sacrifice to the nation would not be forgotten. The Defense Headquarters also assured the state government that the security agencies remain committed to strengthening operational efficiency and ensuring that those who are responsible for the killing are tracked down and brought to justice. Meanwhile, the Ondo State Police Command has launched a coordinated rescue operation and manhunt for gunmen who abducted the Bale of Odeoriya village in Owo local government area. Adeniyi Adelana, police spokesperson in the state, Abayomi Jimo, said the attackers invaded the community leader's residence under the cover of darkness and forcefully whisked him away to a nearby bush and forcing him to an unknown destination. He added that the operative have intensified efforts around the surrounding forest and suspected route, while tactical deployment have been reinforced in the area to secure the victims' safe release. The federal government has charged ambassadors and high commissioners designate to champion democratic governance, strengthen regional security, and drive economic integration across the sub-region. Minister of Foreign Affairs Bianca Odumego Ojukwu gave the charge at a strategic retreat for ambassadors and high commissioners designate to West African countries in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State. Foreign Affairs correspondent Ramsey Enoch Abbo will bring that report to you in our subsequent bulletin. Moving on, the Civil Defense, Correctional, Fire and Immigration Service Board has announced the commencement of the physical screening and document verification phase for the 2024-2025 recruitment exercise into paramilitary services. Secretary to the board, retired Major General Ahmed Jibrin, made the announcement in a press statement in Abuja. The board directed all candidates who participated in the online computer-based test held in November 2025 to verify their shortlisting status through its official portal between Monday 15th June and Friday 20th June 2026. The Minister of Works, David Umahi, says legacy infrastructure project being executed by the Tinubu administration will drive economic growth, boost agriculture, attract investment, and improve the quality of lives of Nigerians. Umahi made this known during a remark at the inspection of major federal government projects in Ebonyi State by the Presidential Communications Team as part of Renewed Hope Media Tour across the Southeast. The team, led by Presidential Advisor on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, toured key federal and state government projects aimed at showcasing the impact of Renewed Hope agenda and development efforts in Ebonyi State. And now to Zamfara State, where Governor Delawal has reaffirmed his administration's resolve to deepen development, strengthen security, and deliver more dividends of democracy to the people of the state as his government marks 3 years in office. Governor Lawal gave the assurance during the Democracy Day celebration and the commencement of activities marking the 3rd anniversary of his administration in Gusau. Kabir Hassan tells us more.
Presenting a scorecard of his administration, Governor Lawal highlighted achievements recorded in security, education, healthcare, infrastructure, and social welfare, stressing that the gains were a product of deliberate policies focused on restoring public confidence and improving living standards. Governor Lawal assured people that his administration will not relent its efforts to secure lives and properties, expand development projects, and build a more prosperous, inclusive, and economically viable Zamfara state.
In the area of security, we are prioritizing the protection of life and property. We have strengthened the state security architecture and continue to support national security agencies with logistics, operational needs, and other requirements essential to their functions. We established the Community Protection Guard (CPG) to complement the effort of security agents, support intelligence gathering, and improve local response to threats. Our message has remained very, very clear. Zamfara belongs to its people, and no criminal group will be tolerated to hold our communities hostage.
Secretary to the State Government, Abubakar Nakwada, described the Lawal administration as one driven by purposeful leadership, prudent management of resources, and people-oriented policies aimed at improving governance and accelerating development across Zamfara State.
Democracy remains one of our greatest tool in delivering the developmental projects for prosperity. And this has provided us the opportunity to showcase all the things that we are able to achieve. We inherited over 43 agencies, and we brought them down to about 18, and that is how we were able to create about 18 ministries, with 16 aided by ministries and also 2 commissioners that report directly to His Excellency.
The event attracted top officials, traditional rulers, political leaders, civil servants, and residents who gathered to assess the administration performance and its impact on lives of people over the past years. Kabir Hassan, Global TV News.
The federal government has charged ambassadors and high commissioners designate to champion democratic governance, strengthen regional security, and drive economic integration across the sub-region. Minister of Foreign Affairs, Bianca Odumegu Ojukwu, gave the charge at a strategic retreat for ambassadors and high commissioners designate to West African countries in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State. Here's Foreign Affairs correspondent Ramsey Enoch Agbo with details.
As political uncertainties, security threats, and economic pressure continue to test the resilience of West Africa, Nigeria is positioning its diplomatic corps at the forefront of efforts to safeguard stability and deepen regional cooperation. Addressing a strategic retreat for ambassadors and high commissioners designate to West African countries in Uyo, Minister of Foreign Affairs Bianca Odumegu Ojukwu emphasized that Nigerians' commitment to the sub-region remains firm and unwavering. She stressed the need for proactive diplomacy to promote peace, strengthen democratic institutions, and advance shared prosperity among member states.
It has become necessary to organize this strategic retreat for this select group of envoys. You are taking up your posts at a defining and turbulent period for the West African sub-region, and Mr. President has clear expectations for your service.
Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Sola Onikonolaye, described this retreat as a crucial platform for equipping the envoys with the knowledge and tools required to navigate the rapidly changing political, security, and economic landscape of the region.
This has been the legacy, historical legacy, manifested in Nigeria's contributions to the maintenance of peace, security, stability, democracy, and social development in the sub-region, even before the advent of ECOWAS, the battle of which brought these contributions even to the greater focus. Similarly,
the one-day retreat is designed to align the diplomats with Nigeria's strategic interests and foreign policy objectives, while enhancing their capacity to effectively represent the country's interests across West Africa. Ramsey Enoch Agbo, Global TV News.
Now, stakeholders have emphasized the critical role of young people in driving Nigeria's climate agenda, describing youth engagement as essential to achieving sustainable development and building climate resilience. The call was made at the Made in Nigeria Youth Climate Summit 2026 in Abuja, organized by the National Council on Climate Change in partnership with the United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF, Action Aid, and German Agency for International Cooperation. Anita Patrick will bring us reports in our subsequent bulletin. Now, as the rainy season intensifies, concerns are growing over poor waste disposal and blocked drainage system in markets across the Federal Capital Territory. Traders and customers say inadequate sanitation could increase the risk of flooding and disease outbreak if urgent measures are not taken. Kabir Hassan has the rest of the story.
Remain among the busiest centers of economic activities, attracting thousands of traders and customers daily. However, heaps of refuse, blocked drainage channels, and poor waste management continue to pose environmental and public health challenges, especially during the rainy season. Environmental experts warn that stagnant water and improper disposed waste can create breeding ground for mosquitoes and increase the spread of diseases such as cholera, typhoid, and malaria.
We are sellers. We are not receiving customers based on how the market is. We will get back, but the dustbin and everything, the market is dirty.
And those people who are selling meat, what they push the water from inside their own shop, and the thing will be following here. We beg if they can help us do a small water, go down, which is can pass, go to where they are selling chicken.
Customer not agree entire. It dey affect us. It dey affect us. We not dey sell anything. Cause any customer when see this environment, and then they go. So we not dey sell anything. If government go fit still come help us, come arrange this place now.
Many traders say maintaining a clean environment is not only important for public health, but also help attract customers and improve business activities. They called for stronger enforcement of sanitation regulation and the provision of more waste disposal facilities within markets.
I think they can just know how to channel the drainage system and maybe know how to build the market properly so that when rain falls, it doesn't litter the market too much.
The government help us to do only the gutter, to clean the gutter for us, but we try cleaning every day by day.
If it is raining season, the water can flow freely. They have to remove the dirty that is in the gutter, so the place will be free and clean.
Market officials also urge traders to make proper use of waste bins and avoid dumping refuse into drainage channels, noting that collective responsibility is a key to maintaining a healthy environment. With rainfall expected to increase in the coming weeks, stakeholders say sustained sanitation efforts and improved waste management will be critical to preventing flooding and protecting public health in markets across the territory. Kabir Hassan, Global TV News.
You're watching the live broadcast of News Cycle. News Cycle continues after this weather forecast, plus business, foreign, and sports stories on the other side of this break. Please stay with us.
Thank you for joining us. We've experienced some good episodes of thunderstorms and rains over the past few hours of Sunday, as we had systems that passed through Borno and currently making its way towards the western part of the country. This should give early morning thunderstorms as we head into Monday to parts of Katsina, Zamfara, Kebbi, southern Sokoto, Niger, and Kwara State. Meanwhile, light showers are possible along the coast, including parts of Lagos, Oyo, and Ogun State. Later in the day, light showers will dominate much of the southern cities, while isolated thunderstorms are expected across parts of Kebbi, Katsina, Kaduna, the north-central region, as well as parts of Taraba and Adamawa State. And that's the forecast. Stay weather aware, and I'll see you again.
It's great to have you join us back from that break. If you're just tuning in, this is the live broadcast of News Cycle on Global Television. And now to business news, where the Senate has approved a fresh extension of the 2025 Appropriation Act implementation period to September 30, 2026, to safeguard the completion of critical federal government projects nationwide. The decision is aimed at ensuring full utilization of released funds and preventing ongoing capital projects from being abandoned. Here are the details with National Assembly correspondent Anita Patrick.
With several strategic infrastructure projects still at various stages of execution, the Senate has once again stepped in to prevent disruptions in project delivery by extending the lifespan of the 2025 budget. The latest approval follows an earlier extension that shifted the implementation deadline from March 31st to June 30th, 2026, after President Bola Tinubu had initially projected a March closure for the 2025 fiscal framework during the presentation of the 2026 appropriation bill. Leading the debate on the motion, Senate Chief Whip Tahir Mongono explained that despite significant releases by the federal government's procurement processes, project execution timeliness, and administrative procedures had slowed fund utilization, making additional time necessary for completion of critical projects.
Aware that a number of strategic capital projects across critical sectors of the economy are at advanced stage of completion and require additional time for execution, certification, and payment.
Lawmakers overwhelmingly backed the proposal, stressing that the extension applies strictly to capital expenditure and is intended to project ongoing investments in infrastructure and development projects across the country.
To sustain continued execution of the projects covered in the 2025 Appropriation Act as amended, I hereby second the motion ably moved by our chairman of Appropriations Committee.
Yes, payment has commenced, but we still have a lot of outstanding. So that for that outstanding to be properly covered, there is expediency in this to extend this budget beyond June 30th, 2026 to 30th September 2026.
President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, who presided over the session, described the extension as a strategic intervention in the national interest, noting that it would guarantee value for money and ensure that projects captured in the 2025 budget are delivered to completion.
The deadline be extended to 30th of September 2026. Say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it, according to the Senate's resolution.
The approval now allows ministries, departments, and agencies, as well as contractors handling federal capital projects, to continue assessing 2025 budgetary allocations until September 30th, while implementation of the 2026 budget proceeds simultaneously. From the National Assembly, Anita Patrick, Global TV News.
The International Monetary Fund, IMF, has recommended introducing taxes on fuel products and telecommunication services in Nigeria as part of broader measures to increase government revenue and create fiscal space for development spending and social intervention. The recommendations were contained in the IMF's 2026 Article 4 consultation report on Nigeria, where the fund argued that additional tax measures would be needed over the medium term despite the recent overhaul of the country's tax system. The Washington-based institution, however, cautioned that the timing of any new taxes must take into account Nigeria's rising poverty levels and worsening food insecurity. Meanwhile, the World Bank says it could mobilize as much as $100 billion in financial support over the next 15 months to help developing economies cushion the impact of escalating tensions in the Middle East. The potential increase in funding comes as the lender bank warned that the conflict could drag global growth to its weakest level since the COVID-19 pandemic, as surging energy prices, persistent inflation, and tighter financial conditions weigh on economic activities. In its latest Global Economic Prospects report, the bank projected global growth would slow to 2.5% in 2026, down from 2.9% in 2025, with around two-thirds of economies across the world seeing downward revisions since its January outlook. And now to the foreign scene, where Somali President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud has condemned Israel's recognition of Somaliland as an independent state, describing it as one of the darkest days in Somalia's history. In an interview with a local television station, Mohamud said Mogadishu remained committed to peace and the pursuit of national reunification, while insisting that Israel's recognition of Somaliland is null and void. Mahmoud's comments come amidst heightened political tension in Mogadishu following recent clashes linked to the extension of his presidential mandate by 1 year. And over now to the Middle East, where at least 3 Palestinians have been killed in Israeli attacks on Gaza as casualties continue to mount in the enclave, despite a ceasefire declared months ago. Gaza medical sources report that 2 Palestinians were killed in an Israeli airstrike on an attack on the Al-Amal neighborhood of Khan Yunis in southern Gaza and elsewhere in central Gaza, citing the Palestinian Red Crescent. Now, despite a ceasefire technically in effect since October, Israel's military has regularly attacked Gaza, more than half of which is under Israeli military control, in defiance of the ceasefire's term. United States President Donald Trump says a deal to stop the war on Iran could be signed early, as Tehran has disputed the timeline but says the signing could happen in the coming days. Iranian media says Tehran has not taken a final decision on the framework agreement and reports Qatari negotiators have flown to Iran in a bid to conclude the deal. And now talking sport, where Ranchers Bees have appointed Jide Budunde as their new secretary. The club announced the appointment as part of moves to strengthen its administrative structure ahead of their return to the Nigeria Premier Football League, NPFL. The appointment reflects the club's commitment to professionalism, efficiency and excellence as it prepares for the challenges and opportunities that comes with competing in the NPFL. FIFA has agreed to pay Somali referee Atan his full World Cup officiating fee, despite circumstances that prevented him from completing his assignment at the tournament. The decision is being viewed as a recognition of Atan's contribution and professionalism, ensuring he receives the same financial entitlement as other officials selected for the Global Football Showpiece. Now, the move has been welcomed by football stakeholders in Somalia and across Africa. And finally, the Egyptian Football Association says 7 stars that appears on Egypt's national football team jersey will be removed in the current World Cup upon the request of FIFA. The Pharaohs jersey is famous for the 7 stars that refer to the number of African Cup of Nations titles secured by the team. However, FIFA says the world governing body sent a letter stressing that the stars that refer to continental achievement won't be allowed to appear on team's jersey at the World Cup. That's it on News Cycle. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365. On Star Times, it is channel 276, and also on Free TV. You can kindly follow us across all our social media platforms now showing on your screen using at Global TV NG. I am Mukhtar Kasim. Saying a very big thank you for watching.